What's up everybody on YouTube, AJ Russ back here with another video, and today we'll be ranking the top 5 NBA small forwards for the 2021-22 season. So before getting into the list and all the rankings, I want to let y'all know that Kawhi Leonard will not be a part of this list just because he's injured. Obviously, if he was playing right now, Kawhi Leonard, he's like one of the top 5, probably top 5 players in the NBA right now, so he will unanimously be on this list. But since he's hurt right now, I'm just going to be ranking the top 5 small forwards who are healthy. We're about at the 15 to 20 game mark for the 2021-22 season right now so far, so we're getting a look at how players are flourishing and how they're playing this season. So with all that being said, let's go on and get into the top 5 rankings for the small forwards this year. Coming in at the 5th spot is Jayson Tatum, superstar small forward of the Boston Celtics. Tatum was drafted 3rd overall in the 2017 NBA draft, and now in his 5th season, he's known as one of the best scorers in the NBA, being a walking bucket and just knows how to get his areas into his spots different ways, and he's just a great scorer and great player overall. Right now, Tatum is averaging 24 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists, but last season was his best season individually, statistically averaging 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, but last year the Celtics struggled being a mediocre team and losing in the first round to the Brooklyn Nets. At the time of this recording, the Celtics are currently 6-6, so obviously another mediocre season so far, but hopefully they're looking to have more success this year under a new head coach in Ime Udoka, while Brad Stevens went to the front office being the new president of basketball operations in Boston. Tatum undoubtedly is one of the best players in the game, probably a top 15 to 20 player in the league right now, but in order for his game to be unlocked even more, I feel like he'll need more help around him and Jaylen Brown, potentially a floor general. In my opinion, in the offseason, they should have tried to target Lonzo Ball or Ricky Rubio, someone like that who could create for Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but regardless, that's a problem that the Celtics are going to have going forward. But we know that Jayson Tatum, regardless, he's going to be able to get his buckets, going to be able to continue to be a superstar and all-star and emerge in his game. But the question is the team success of the Celtics and whether they can stop being a mediocre team or a championship contender. At the number 4 spot, we have one of the best two-way players in the league, a lockdown defender and a walking bucket, Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Last year in the 2020-21 season, the Miami Heat season was derailed by injuries and COVID, specifically Jimmy Butler dealing with COVID as well, and they ended up being swept in the first round to the Milwaukee Bucks, who they swept in the NBA bubble the prior season. Last year can be looked at as a down year for sure, but in my opinion, it's crazy the disrespect Jimmy Butler has had, with a lot of people taking different players in the league over him. Like, Jimmy Butler is really that guy. If we go back to the 2020 NBA Finals, where the LA Lakers played against the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler averaged 29 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds, and also a whopping 2 steals per game. Not only that, but Butler absolutely carried the Miami Heat in that series. In Game 5 in particular, he played 45 minutes and he had a 40-point triple-double, having 40 points, 13 assists, and 11 rebounds. And after the game, he was absolutely exhausted and gassed. He put everything on the line during that series, and they fell short against the Lakers in 6 games, but you could tell that Jimmy Butler really elevated himself as a player, defensively and of course offensively. With the Miami Heat having new additions this year, such as Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker, I can definitely see them representing the East in the NBA Finals this year again, and Jimmy Butler will be at the helm of it all. At the number 3 spot, we have another lockdown defender and a walking bucket who's been one of the best players in the league for years, Paul George of the Los Angeles Clippers. PG and Kawhi have become a dynamic duo in LA, and with Paul George having to carry the load right now while Kawhi is hurt, we'll certainly be able to see him elevate his game even more in the 22 season. After the Los Angeles Clippers were upset by the Denver Nuggets in 7 games in the NBA bubble, Paul George faced a lot of backlash from media and fans after he had a poor playoff performance. A lot of people questioned if he was an elite player, but last year in the playoffs and in the Western Conference Finals, he was able to shut up those haters and doubters as he hooped and got a lot of buckets against the Phoenix Suns and just in the 2021 playoffs overall. In the playoffs alone, he averaged 27 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, and he was able to remind people of the elite player that he is. With Kawhi Leonard still nursing his knee injury and probably out until after the All-Star break, we'll see how far the Clippers will go with Paul George being at the helm, having to carry the team overall. Now we're down to the final 2, and at number 2, the second best small forward I have for this season is LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. We all know LeBron is one of the greatest players of all time and certainly on the Mount Rushmore list in terms of basketball players in NBA history, but his impact on the game and off the court is just remarkable, and we know what he's capable of: playmaking, scoring, dishing, having his impact on the court. I mean, it's just crazy what he's done throughout his career for so long. LeBron's durability and his sustainability to be on the court has been key throughout his career, but right now he's dealing with an abdominal strain, which is keeping him from playing with his new point guard Russell Westbrook and getting more chemistry with Anthony Davis. We all know what LeBron is capable of. He usually averages around 27 points per game, 7 rebounds and 7 assists, but with him being out, I mean, people are trying to say that he looks human by not playing and things like that, but I mean, I think it's just knowing that LeBron knows his body and things of that nature. He's trying to get ready for the long run, the playoffs and things of that nature. I mean, his impact on the teams that he's been on in the past, like the Cavs, when he's willed them to the finals, I mean, we know what he can single-handedly do with teams. So when he gets back healthy, we know what to expect from LeBron, and everyone's been anticipating the matchup between the Lakers and the Nets in the finals this year, but I would say slow down to that. We got to see every team at full strength, and right now the Golden State Warriors by far look like the best team in the league right now, but LeBron will certainly have something to say about that when he comes back. Last but not least, we're at the #1 spot, and the best small forward in the NBA this season is by far, in my opinion, Kevin Durant of the Brooklyn Nets. Last year, with Kevin Durant returning from an Achilles injury, people didn't know what to expect from him, but he came off with a vengeance and also just playing even better basketball than he ever has in his career, getting buckets, being a walking bucket getter, and being the 7-foot sniper that we all know him to be. He also has some stars on his team, with James Harden being acquired last year through a trade with the Houston Rockets, and also Kyrie Irving, who joined with him in the 2019 free agency period. Last year, the Nets fell short in the playoffs in the second round against the eventual NBA champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, but Kevin Durant had a dominant performance in that series, and they also dealt with Kyrie Irving, who had a sprained ankle. That's been the key issue with the Nets' big three so far. They all haven't had enough time to be on the court together to get that proper chemistry, and that's even more glaring this year with Kyrie Irving remaining unvaccinated, and he has yet to join the Brooklyn Nets for the 21-22 season. None of those factors, though, has taken away from the success and legendary performances of Kevin Durant this season. Right now, he's an MVP frontrunner, and he's averaging 29 points per game, and he's been able to carry the Nets with James Harden, even though James Harden has been struggling due to the new foul rules that the NBA has called. As this season continues to go on and we wait for Kyrie Irving to join the Nets this year, we know one thing: Kevin Durant is for sure the best player in the NBA and the best small forward in the league, and he'll continue to be dominant, getting buckets left and right easily in the NBA. Thank y'all guys for watching the video. I wanted to rank the top 5 small forwards because I previously did that for the shooting guards and point guards, and stay tuned for my next 2 position rankings, which will be the top 5 NBA power forwards and top 5 centers in the league. This season is off to a great start with there being so much parity and so many championship contenders so far. It's really great, and I feel like it's going to shape up to be one of the best seasons in the NBA so far, in the NBA's 75th year this season. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SwaggyRuss. Stay tuned for more content, more NBA videos, and y'all be blessed and have a good one. Peace.